It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and today we've got another beer sent to me by Stephen Claxon to show you. This is by Holy Goat Brewing Company, based in Dundee, Scotland, and this is their Blood Goat Flanders Red Ale with Scottish blueberries. 375 milliliter bottle, 6.66% ABV, so all the sixes. It's been out of my fridge about 20 minutes, so it's had time to warm up a little bit. You can see that condensation on the bottle. It's still a cold bottle of beer, but even with the sour beer, you can drink these sour beers freezing cold if you so wish. But even with the sour beer, I like to drink them slightly warmer than fridge temperature, just to experience all of the flavours in the beer. The moment you start warming beer up a little bit, you start to experience more flavour, more of the beer, more of the soul of the beer. The beer came from Trembling Madness, so Stephen Claxon bought these beers from Trembling Madness. We'll talk about Trembling Madness in a moment, but first and foremost, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Oh! Now then, there was a point where I was thinking, oh, this is going to be flat. This is going to be a flat beer. There was nothing really going on. There was no hiss. There was nothing really, and then all of a sudden, boom! Yeah, we broke the seal on that one. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at the colour. Lovely levels of carbonation. A dark, ooh, what colour can I call that? Well, you've got it there in the glass. It's a... It almost looks like a cold cup of coffee, doesn't it? If you could picture a cold cup of coffee, that's probably what it would, with no milk in it, of course. That's what it kind of looks like, with some carbonation. Looks really good. Any sediment in the bottom of the glass? Not much in the way of sediment, but let's get the aroma then on the beer. 6.66% ABV. Or Holy Goat are really kind of like pushing the boundaries when it comes to, or not pushing the boundaries, because this style of beer has been around for a long time in Belgium, but they're very close, if not like bang on here, with producing this Belgian style of beer. This Flanders Red is just beautiful. It's quite a technical beer to describe. There's aspects of, there's aromas of vinegar, like balsamic vinegar. A little bit of like oxo, a little bit of beef gravy. You definitely get the blueberry, you definitely get that fruit coming through. And of course you get that sense. You get that sense of the sourness. It's like a sixth sense. If you've drunk sour beer before, I know you can't smell sour, but you smell and everything else in the beer that suggests it's a sour beer. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. What fantastic, fantastic sour beer that is. That was like, feel like my face has been crumpled up like you finish with a crisp bag and you just scrumple it all up. Feel like my face is doing that with this sour beer. Like, ooh. Was his name Frankie Howard? Was his name old Frankie Howard? Ooh, you know. That is wonderfully sour beer. And I think there's a reason why they're brewing this beer. Number one, they're brewing it to produce this Flanders Red Ale, this Belgian Flanders Red Ale. And number two, they're doing it just to say, hey, we're brewing proper sour beer here in Scotland. It's not this modern sour stuff. But the flavours are, what I love about sour beer is it starts off really sour. It's like, very much almost like it's like drinking some balsamic vinegar. It's that kind of like sharp and sour. And then, wonderfully, that dissipates really quickly. And when that dissipates really quickly, you're left with this just wonderful light grain flavour that just rolls over the palate. Just slowly rolls over the palate, and you just get that sense of the bare bones of the beer, that grain, that wonderful malty grain taste from a sour beer. The other thing I love about sour beer is the fact that your palate adjusts to the sourness. So the more you drink it, the more you start bringing up, what did they say? Was it Scottish blueberries? Let's have a look. Yeah, Scottish blueberries. So you start to appreciate the blueberries coming through. And you start to, of course, your palate gets used to that sourness. So you're appreciating the other things in the beer. The other thing I didn't mention was the high carbonation. It's like an explosion of flavour because of that high carbonation. That carbonation is hissing and fizzing like a broken fire extinguisher in your mouth, rattling round. And it's like one big sensual experience of big bold carbonation and big bold sourness. None of these, like Stephen Claxton also sent me some sweets, like, and sweet companies can try all they want to produce super sour beer, but super sour sweets, but I challenge anybody to put a super sour sweet against a super sour beer. The super sour beer is going to win out all day long. It really is. I think it's great. So Trembling Madness, fantastic shop in York. They have a bar in York. They have a shop in York, 3 levels. The basement is like whiskies and vodkas, spirits, that sort of thing. The ground floor level is mostly bottled beer. Fantastic bottled beer shop. First floor is a bar. Trembling Madness is tremendous, a brilliant place. And then they have the kind of like quite a modern bar around the corner from Trembling Madness, which is fantastic. You can also, of course, order beer online from Trembling Madness, which is great, which is what Stephen Claxton has done. So thank you very much, Stephen Claxton, for sending the beer. People, please order from Trembling Madness. They're fantastic. This is great sour beer. Stone the Crows, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.